Hello students. Today we will be studying about the seed science and technology basic course. What is seed science and technology? Okay, so this course title is Principles of Seed Technology APB 5221 and the credit hours are 3 1 plus 2. Now, before going into the detail, we should know that what is a seed. Seed is the basic and the crucial input for successful crop production. If you have to go into any crop production program, the basic or the very crucial input or the crucial thing is to have seeds, or we can say to have a good quality seeds. We should have very good quality seeds, because all the further actions of a crop production program depends upon the quality of the seed the farmer or any breeder is having. Okay, if you have the good quality seeds, then we will end up with a high yield. Okay, the production will be obviously high. So the modern plant breeding and technology advances in seed technology has played a significant role in evaluation of high yielding varieties. Okay, so whatever the whatever the various principles of whatever the various principles of seed technology or the plant breeding are, they are basically focusing on increasing the yield and to have high yielding varieties and hybrids. Okay, so we can increase our yield production of any particular crop. The various, we can say, the various principles of plant breeding, like introduction, selection, whatever the activities we do in plant breeding, like you have studied in the last course, like heterosis, male sterility, cytoplasmic male sterility, self-incompatibility, these all things we have studied. So they are used. Finally, what is the use of all these principles of plant breeding? Is to develop new varieties and hybrids of superior quality. Okay, this is the ultimate aim of any plant breeding and seed technology program. And all these principles of plant breeding, they have led to the green revolution in the late 60s. Okay, in the late 60s it has led to the green revolution. Now it is expected, it is also always it is expected that if we are using a hybrid seed or the varieties, then our yield will increase by 20 to 25%. We can increase our yield by 20 to 25% if we are using a good quality seed of improved varieties. Okay, so it is always, this is a fact, that by using a good quality seed or the hybrid seeds, we can increase our productivity by 20 to 25%. Now coming to what is a seed. Now seed is actually, it is what, it is a matured ovule. Okay, because why we are saying it is at matured ovule? Because it is having all the stored material. Okay, it has having all the storage of food. It has an embryonic plant part which has storage of food, which acts as a storage of food. It is surrounded by a protective coat that is called as a seed coat. All the seeds have, either they can be monocots or they can be dicots. Monocots means there is a single opening only, and dicots means when we like green gram or all the beans, when you open them, then there is a two layer that is called as a dicot. So all the seeds, either they can be monocots or dicots, they have a protective seed coat. So by definition you can say that a seed is a matured ovule consisting of an embryonic plant part with a store of food, all surrounded by a protective coat. The formation of the seed completes the process of reproduction. Okay, because the production of the seed is the final step in reproduction process. Because when we sow the seeds, then we raise it into the plant. Then there are different stages of fruit of the plant development, like flowering, then fruiting, then maturation, and final step is the end step is the seed. Is finally what we get is the good quality seed. So if we can say that it is the final step in the process of reproduction. Now, what is the seed technology? Now, coming to seed technology, what is the definition of seed technology? If you'll see, it is a body of knowledge which deals with the production, handling, and storage of seed. Okay, so seed technology is that science which deals with the production of the seed, the handling of the seed, as well as the storage of the seed. Okay, so all these steps are involved in the process of seed technology. Okay, so we can say it is a science which deals with the production of the seed, the handling of the seed, and final storage of the seeds. Okay, now coming to what is the, if we talk about what is the aim of seed technology. So the aim of seed technology is to propagate the crop plants, because in any of the seed technology program, the final aim or what we aim is for getting maximum amount of production or the yield. And but it should be the, whatever the process can be, should be in an easy and economical manner. Okay, it should be in an affordable manner to the farmer. Okay, so it should be in an easy and economical manner. This is very important, that the chief aim of seed technology is to propagate the crop plants in an easy and economical manner, so as to obtain the maximum possible yield from a given variety. Okay, so from a particular variety, we should be able to have the maximum amount of the yield, but in an easy and economical manner. Therefore, in seed production and in agriculture, the term seed is used to describe any plant part that is capable of producing new plants. So, seed production, in seed production, what happens? We are always describing a seed as any plant part. It can be any plant part which is able, which is capable of producing new plants. Okay, if it is, if any plant, if any part of the plant is capable of producing into a completely new plant, then that is called as a seed. It can be stem, it can be any part. So that particular part of the plant which is able, which is capable of producing a new plant is called as a propagule. Okay, so this is called as a propagule. Now, in the further slides, we will see that what are the different parts which can serve as, which can act as seeds. Now, what is the importance of seed technology in crop production? Seeds are the easiest and the fastest means of plant multiplication. Okay, it is the easiest and the fastest means of plant multiplication. Suppose in a particular field crop, we want to have very large number of population in a very short period of time. So what we will go for? Multiplication. We will go for the seed production. If we have in our hands good quality seeds and in large quantity, we can give it to the masses. We can provide it in an easy way in a very short span of time to the large number of masses. Okay, so it is an easiest, seeds are the easiest and the fastest means of plant multiplication. Therefore, knowledge in producing and handling and storing of high quality seeds is necessary for successful crop production. Okay, so we should have a good knowledge of how to handle the seeds, how to store the high quality seeds in a very successful, which leads to a very successful crop production program. If we have a particular proper knowledge of handling the high quality seeds. According to the National Seed Industry Council, that is NSIC, the Act, Republic Act 7308, which is known as the Seed Industry Development Act. So there are different acts, but the act which is related to seed industry is the Seed Industry Development Act, which was enforced in the year 1992. So the Bureau of Plant Industry has been in the forefront before a bill relevant to the seed industry has enacted and became a law. So the law was enforced in the year 1992 for the seed industries. This is just for the general knowledge purpose. Now, if we go into the seed structure, now what is the structure of the seed actually? So this is very important. The outer covering of the seed is the seed coat. Okay, so whatever the outer covering of the seed is called, when we go for the dissection part of the seed, the outermost covering of the seed is called as a seed coat, which is the protective layer in any of the seed. So the seed coats can be thin and soft. Some of the seeds, I have told you in the last class, that some of the seeds are, they have a thin seed coat. Otherwise, in some of the seed, or we have in some of the seeds which have very hard seed coat. Okay, so what we go for? Germination test, and we also see the moisture level of the seeds. And in this thing, it depends upon the germination time, also depends upon the hardness of the seed coat. Okay, suppose for example, in some of the seeds we also go for pre-germination, like we sow them in the petri plates. You must have seen that. So those seeds have hard seed coat, so we soften them in the laboratories, then we go for planting them in the nurseries. Endosperm is what? First part of the seed is seed coat. Then seed coats can be thin or soft. Second is endosperm. Now, inside the seed, there is an endosperm part, which is a temporary food supply. Okay, it is called as a temporary food supply, and it is packed around the embryo in the form of special leaves called cotyledons. So, whatever the first few leaves you see, they are the cotyledons or the seed leaves. The first part that emerges from the seed when you sow the seed, you must have seen. Then that is called as the cotyledons. Okay, or they are the seed leaves. So the first is seed is a matured ovule. We can summarize that as follows: like seed is a matured ovule which has a seed coat, which either it can be thin or soft. And the second part is endosperm, which is called as a temporary food supply, and it is packed around the embryo in the form of special leaves called cotyledons or seed leaves. Now, if you see, this is also the very basic thing that you must be knowing, that what are monocots and what are dicots. Okay, there are certain seeds which are monocots. That means when you try to open them, they will not open, like rice, for example, rice and wheat. They are all monocots. And dicots, like they have two cotyledons. We can say that it has two cotyledons, and monocots have single cotyledons. So if you see what is the difference between the monocots and dicots, and we classify them as under seed type. So embryo with the single cotyledon is called as a monocots, and the embryos with the two cotyledons, they are called as dicots. So this may be asked in your exams, that what is the difference between monocots and dicots. Now, pollen with a single furrow or a pore. Okay, so those seeds which have a single furrow. Okay, they have a single furrow, means a deep opening inside the seed. So they have a single furrow, that is called as the monocots. Whereas the pollen with three furrows or pores, they are called as dicots. So dicot seeds, they have two or three furrows. That means a deep opening inside the seed. Okay, so when you soak some seeds in the water, suppose, for example, like an experiment, if you do, then if you try to open that, it has a small furrow inside. That is what we are talking about. Then flower parts in multiples of three. In monocots, there are flower parts which are in the multiples of three, whereas in dicots, the flower parts are in multiples of four or five, right? Then in monocots, the next difference is major leaf veins are parallel. When you talk about the veins in the leaves, the linings are there in the leaves, they are parallel to one another. Whereas in the dicots, the major what happens in the dicots, the major leaf veins are reticulated. They are not parallel. They are not running like parallel. They are reticulated, one going here and one going there, like this. Okay, so veins are reticulated in case of dicots. Then in case of monocots, the roots are adventitious types. So you must have learned about the various types of roots, like adventitious roots, fibrous roots, tap root systems. You must have studied in your school days. So the roots in monocots are adventitious roots, whereas in case of dicots, the roots develop from the radicle. Okay, so when a seed is sown in the soil, the first part which emerges from the soil above the ground, that is called as radicle, and the here the down part, that is called as a plumule. Okay, so the plumule and radicle. Secondary growth is absent in case of monocots, whereas in case of dicots, secondary growth is often present. Okay, now if you talk about the seed structure, so the external parts is the seed coat. Seed coat is also called as testa, and it is also called as hilum. Okay, there is hilum. Then embryo has cotyledon. Embryo parts are cotyledon, epicortical, hypocortical, plumule, and radicle. Okay, so like this in the diagram, you can see that this is the seed coat. These are the plumules. Plumule, sorry, in the last slide, I have told wrong that plumule is the first leaf that emerges from the seed, and radicle is the part which goes deep inside the soil and it develops into a root. Then this part is called as an epicortical, hypocortical, and these are the two cotyledons. These are the two cotyledons, or the two parts of the seeds of, we are talking about dicot seeds here. Now, I have told you about the propagule. What is a propagule? Any plant part which can be used to develop a completely new plant, that is called as a propagule. Now, what are the various plant parts which can be called, which we can call them as propagules? They are like, seed stands for any of the following. So any of them can be called as seed, like Seeds are obviously, they can be called as seeds. Then seedlings. Seedlings are also can be called as seeds. Then tubers. In some of the tuber crops, we use the tubers to grow the new plants. Then bulbs, rhizomes, roots, cuttings, all types of grafts and other vegetatively propagated material for food crops or cattle fodder. So all these things can be called as seed, because in some of the suppose like in sugarcane, we use stem cuttings for growing the new generation plant. So those stem cuttings can be called as seeds. So because they are the propagules. And similarly, in case of tubers and bulbs, we use tubers and bulbs like in corms, runners, suckers. So these are the different, they can be called as, because any plant part which is capable of producing a new plant, that it can be called as propagule, or we can call them as seed as well. Now, what is the difference between the seed and the grain? Now, seed is what? It should be viable. So there are certain differences about between the seed and the grain, because when we go for development of seed, we have to follow certain strict certification agencies. We have to follow certain strict criteria. It should be genetically and physically pure. But when we are talking about grain is generally used for its consumption purpose. Grain is not used for growing the next generation crop. However, it is mainly used for the consumption purpose for the farmers. So there are no basic requirements of any purity test or genetic constitution should be same or nothing like that. But if we are talking about seed production, okay, and seed multiplication, then there are very strict criteria which a breeder has to follow. So the main difference between the seed and the grain is it should be a viable and vigorous one. It should be viable and vigorous one. So when in case of seed production, it should be viable. Viable means viable means whenever a particular seed should be able or should be capable of generating a new plant. A particular seed should be capable of generating a completely new plant, and it should be a vigorous one, it should be active one. But in when we talk about grain, there is no need of being a viable one, because it is only used for consumption purpose. And then seed, it should be physically and genetically pure. When we talk about seed, it should be physically and genetically pure, means that there should not be any admixture. There should be no admixtures of other seed crops, and it should be physically pure. But when we are talking about grain, there is no such criteria. There can be admixtures because it is only used for the consumption purpose. Okay. Then when we talk about seed, it should satisfy minimum seed certification standards. This is very important, that when we are talking about seed, then we should always satisfy the minimum seed certification standards. There are certain certification standards which are put by certification agencies and officers. Then we have to follow all those seed certification standards. It can be treated with pesticides or fungicide to protect the seed against the storage pest and fungi. So when we are talking about seeds, seeds can be treated with pesticides and fungicides to protect them. Why we are treating the seeds with the pesticides and fungicides? So as to protect them from pests and fungi and various types of fungi and bacteria, like that kind of thing. So we can treat the seeds because we want to store them. Okay, but when we are talking about grain, because it is mainly used for consumption purpose, it should never be treated with any type of chemicals. Okay, it should never be treated with any types of chemicals. Similarly, in case when we talk about the difference between seed and grain, the respiration rate and other physiological and biological processes should be kept at low level during storage. Okay, so whenever we are talking about seed, the respiration rate and the physiological and all the biological activities, because seed is a matured ovule, it has the storage of food, so all the activities are going inside the seed. Okay, but they should be in a very minimum level. Okay, and in case of grain, there is no such specifications. Seed should be compulsorily be certified. Okay, when we are talking about seed, it should be compulsorily be certified by the certification agencies. No such condition is required in case of grain production. If we talk about seed, it should satisfy all the quality norms. Okay, all the quality norms should be satisfied by the seed, but it is not required in case of grain. And seed can be utilized as grain provided if it is not treated with poisonous chemicals. Seed can be utilized only as grain if it is not treated with any of the poisonous chemicals. Okay, then only we can go for consumption purpose for the seed. Suppose seed can be used for grain purpose, here you can note a point that seed can always be used as grain, but grain cannot be used as seed. Okay, grain can never be converted into seed, because here in grain we are not doing any chemicals and fungicides. We are not following any certification standards also. There is no genetic and physical purity is also not checked. So grain can never be converted into seed. On the other hand, seed can be converted into grain. Now, the difference between the seed and grain production. In the last slides, we have studied about what is the difference between seed and grain. But here in next slides, we will be seeing what is the difference between seed production and grain production. Now, in seed production, what happens? Because both we have to do. Seed production we have to do for multiplication of the seeds and for having high yielding varieties. Okay, but grain production we have to do for feeding the large or the huge amount of population. 3.5 billion population we have to feed. So grain production also is very important, and seed production is also very important. Is a crucial part. In case of seed production, land program. This thing is very important, that in case of seed production, we should always have a planned program. Okay, every step should be planned. Start with demand, well forecasting, ends with marketing. Okay, so seed production always starts with the demand, how much demand of the seed is there in the market, and the seed production process ends with the marketing process. Whereas in case of grain production, there is no planning is required. In case of seed production, authenticated source is required to raise a seed crop. Okay, seed production can never be done by any of the agencies. Okay, nobody can just start doing seed production. They have to be authentication has to be done. And here in grain production, even a small farmer can do grain production, because in seed production we have to follow certain very strict criteria and rules, certification standards also we have to follow. So specific land, in case of seed production, if we are going for development of any seeds, we have to uh, we should follow any specific lands, and field requirements are also there, because the layouts has to be planned. Then what is the minimum isolation distance between the plants? Isolation distance is also maintained when we are going for seed production. Whereas in case of grain production, there is no need for any isolation distance maintaining, or any of the field or the specific land requirements are there. Then in seed production, it should be monitored for certification standards and certified by the agencies. Okay, so seed production if we are doing, then it has to be certified by seed certification agencies. Okay, authentication is very important, and certification. This thing you should remember. And whereas in case of grain production, there is no such requirement. Fifth point is, when we are going for seed production, it should be harvested at physiological maturity. Okay, physiological maturity means the moisture content should be at an accurate. There are certain specific criteria that this particular field crop should have 13% of the moisture content only. Okay, so at that point only we should go for that point. We can say that the physiological maturity of the crop has reached. But in the grain production, harvestable maturity should be there. Okay, because after harvesting also we can go for drying in case of grain production, and then because it is mainly used for consumption purpose, so there is no such strict criteria that we should follow the moisture content and everything. Okay, then the sixth point is seed production. Proper post-harvest technology should be followed. When we are going for seed production, then post-harvest technology like the moisture content, where we are going to store the seed, what is the atmospheric or the environmental conditions where we are storing the seed. Okay, so these things are very important. But when we are going for grain production, we can even store in the godowns also. So there is no such requirements in case of grain production. Coming to the definition of seed technology, so there are different definitions of seed technology. In Cohen in 1973, he identified seed technology as that discipline of study having to do with seed production, maintenance, quality, and preservation. I have already told you that seed technology is a discipline that mainly deals with the production, maintenance, and quality assessment and preservation of the seed. Also, the post-harvest technologies are here taken care of. Okay, the next definition is by Fristizer in 1975. where he defined the seed technology as the methods through which the genetic and the physical characteristics of the seeds could be improved. Okay, so here he said that seed technology actually it includes, this is a science which includes the methods which are used like to improve the genetic and the physical characteristics of the seeds. Okay, because we are following so many criterias and certification and authentication, so we are in turn improving the genetic and the physical characteristics of the seed also. So he tried to explain the definition of seed technology in this way. It involves such activities as variety development. So the variety development is done in seed technology, evaluation of those varieties and release of those varieties, high performing varieties, then seed production, processing, storage, and then certification. Okay, certification is also done. In the later classes, we will be studying that what are the different types of seeds, like breeder seed, nuclear seed, foundation seed, registered seed. These are the different types of seeds, so we will be studying. So certification of the seeds is also done in this field of seed technology. Thus, seed technology is essentially an interdisciplinary science. Here, interdisciplinary means it is a combined study of many sciences, which encompasses a broad range of subjects. Okay, which, because it is an interdisciplinary science, that means so many sciences are involved in this field. So it has a broad range of subjects. So here we will end today's session. Then we'll go into the discussion part. Thank you. Bring the earphone.
ओके, आप लोगों को समझ में आया अभी जो मैंने समझाया? कोई भी डाउट हो तो आप लोग पूछ सकते हैं हिंदी में, कोई भी स्लाइड नहीं समझ में आई हो तो। एवरीबडी गॉट? ये सेशन एक्सपायर होने वाला है, आप लोग फिर से ज्वाइन कर लीजिएगा, है ना, 1 मिनट बाद। कोई डाउट है?
No, ma'am, no doubt.